The Eternauta, written by Héctor Germán Oesterheld and originally published as a comic series between 1957 and 1959, is an iconic work that holds a significant place in Argentine literature and Latin American comics. This work, originally illustrated by Francisco Solano Lopez, transcends the typical boundaries of the science fiction genre by delivering a profound and committed narrative that blends adventure, philosophy, social critique, and a unique perspective on humanity facing extreme circumstances. Here's why the Eternauta deserves a prominent spot on your reading list. The story of the Eternauta begins in the familiar domestic setting of Juan Salvo, an ordinary man enjoying a quiet night in Buenos Aires with his family and friends. This initial calm is abruptly interrupted when a strange snowfall begins to blanket the city, and it proves deadly. Those who come into contact with the snow perish instantly, revealing that this is no natural phenomenon. From this moment on, Juan and his friends are forced to seek refuge, first in his house and then across various parts of the city, as they discover that the deadly snowfall is only the beginning of an alien invasion that threatens not only Buenos Aires, but the entire planet. This seemingly simple premise serves as a platform for a deep exploration of humanity's response to the unknown and to survival in extreme situations. The deadly snowfall becomes a metaphor for the uncontrollable aspects of life and for human vulnerability against overwhelming forces. Throughout the story, the characters must constantly adapt and reinvent themselves to survive, showcasing Oesterheld's skill in creating a narrative that, beyond suspense and action, raises reflections on sacrifice, solidarity, and each individual's role in society. One of the most remarkable aspects of the Eternauta is its focus on characters who are, at their core, ordinary people. The protagonist, Juan Salvo, is not a traditional hero. He has no special abilities or tragic backstory driving him to action. He's a family man, concerned about the well-being of his wife and daughter, unexpectedly thrust into extreme circumstances. This portrayal of an everyday hero allows readers to easily identify with him and feel immersed in the story. Juan's transformation throughout the story, from an ordinary man to a determined survivor and leader, forms one of the most emotionally resonant elements of the narrative and makes the Eternauta a truly unforgettable reading experience. Other supporting characters like Favali, Lucas, and Polski, who are Juan's friends and allies, also represent archetypes of ordinary people who demonstrate courage and humanity amidst adversity. Each character brings different perspectives and skills to enrich the story, creating a microcosm of Argentine society at the time. Through these characters, Oesterheld poses questions about the roles of friendship, loyalty, and commitment in moments of crisis. Although the Eternauta falls under the science fiction genre, its focus is much more on exploring human and social themes than on typical futuristic or technological elements. The alien invasion and survival challenges serve as a backdrop for reflecting on political and social issues that were particularly relevant in 1950s and 60s Argentina, and in many ways they remain timely. Oesterheld uses the story of resistance against an invading force to highlight the importance of unity, the value of collective resistance, and humanity's adaptability. The work also offers a strong critique of authoritarianism and oppression. Throughout the story, the characters face a power that surpasses them in technology and strength, forcing them to do the impossible to maintain their identity and principles in a world that grows increasingly hostile. This confrontation between the individual and an overwhelming system resonates with readers across eras and geographies, making the Eternauta a truly universal story. The Eternauta is not only a masterpiece of science fiction, it's a work that transcends its genre and has become a cultural symbol in Argentina and across Latin America. Published at a time when censorship and repression were constant realities in many Latin American countries, Oesterheld's work was seen as a manifesto for freedom and justice. The author himself was politically committed, and his disappearance during Argentina's last military dictatorship has added a layer of meaning and tragedy to his work. In many ways, the Eternauta stands as a tribute to those who, like Oesterheld, fought and sacrificed their lives for their ideals. The influence of the Eternauta extends beyond literature and comics and has become a reference point in art, politics, and Argentine popular culture. The image of the protagonist, wearing a makeshift protective suit to avoid the deadly snowfall, has been reproduced in murals, graffiti, and protests, continuing to symbolize resistance and resilience. The work has also been the subject of numerous academic studies and adapted into various media, although its original essence and message remain relevant and moving. Reading the Eternauta means diving into a unique science fiction story that combines elements of suspense, action, and adventure with a profound reflection on human nature and society. It's a story that will captivate you through its plot and characters, but one that will also linger in your thoughts long after you've finished it. Oesterheld achieves something few authors do, telling a universal story rooted in local reality. A story that, though set in Buenos Aires and centered on everyday characters, resonates with readers worldwide. If you enjoy stories that challenge your mind, that present everyday heroes facing extraordinary situations, and that simultaneously invite you to reflect on your own place in the world, the Eternauta is an essential read. With every page you'll find not only a thrilling story but also a deep exploration of human connections, courage in dark times, and the eternal quest for freedom. Through Juan Salvo's eyes and his epic yet tragic journey, the Eternauta becomes a timeless and space-transcending work that undoubtedly deserves a place on any avid reader's shelf. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this recommendation. Together, we form a community of readers united by the magic of reading and the adventure of discovering new stories. Thank you.